Looking at the kind of demeanor the president has, he appears a bit confident that he still has control of ODM and ODM numbers in Parliament. Case in point, he will be making his State of the Nation address, and we're now moving from ODM to discussing what will happen in Parliament. The State of the Nation address coming up this week. He has already said that he'll be pushing for the enactment of laws to form or set up an infrastructure fund worth 1.5 trillion shillings. That definitely will need parliamentary support from across boards. Yeah. He seems very confident on such a thing that may actually cause more burden to the taxpayer in as far as funding or resourcing this fund. Why do you think he's so confident?
You know, well, when you look at President William Ruto and the way he conducts his business and the way he speaks, he's, number one, he's very confident because he's the one who makes all the decisions. At times I look at him and I'm convinced that perhaps he sleeps, decides to do something, does it in the morning because he knows that nobody will question. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at the caliber of leaders that we have in Parliament and even in Senate. These are people who don't question the executive, and especially the leaders in his party, that is the UDA party. Even when he pushed the finance bill, they all, or a majority of them, apart from, of course, people like Wamushomba and a few others who shot it, the others pushed it to the last minute until he himself decided to take another route. And then they went back and followed him and said, okay, the president has said he doesn't want the finance bill and therefore we don't want the finance bill. We have a parliament that is toothless. They answer to the executive, they do what the president wants. In fact, they're not answerable to us, yet they are actually supposed to be representing the people. More burden to the people. If going by what we are seeing, that these are some of the things that he wants enacted, the bills that he's pushing, and the push for more funds to be allocated to whatever project he's talking about. And you know, most of these projects are actually white elephants, because I have been to places where projects were launched, or he went and signed or even put a stone on some project and said, we are starting this road, we are doing this. Then you go there 1 month later and nothing is happening. Mm-hmm. And there's this young man, this Gen Z Morara, who did a very good job of unearthing and telling us the truth behind some of these infrastructural projects. I want to agree with what Waziri Pogisio said. I think he's the one who said this, that maybe if Baba was there, Baba was pro-people. Baba was speaking for us. Even when he was in this broad-based government, once in a while, he could disagree with his co-principal, with his colleague in BBG, and say, no, things are not, being ran the right way. We want to ask now, because I do not see anybody in that parliament who is going to speak for Kenyans.
Yet ODM, last year when we were talking about the finance bill, ODM MPs basically voted no. The numbers were not as many, but they voted no. Right now, we're talking about, on one hand, President Ruto's legislative agenda going forward, which had been guaranteed that the numbers from ODM's side, at least with Raila Odinga present, would be marshaled his way. Raila Odinga has left, but now we are seeing the president still very comfortable